That the internet is just a big database, and if there's whatever information's in there is kind of copied and passed around, it kind of grows as worse data. So that's a real thought for any genius that's out there. How do we fix that? How do we make that a little bit more trustworthy? Despite all the scientific evidence to the contrary, there are a large number of people out there who believe folks at CERN using its Large Hadron Collider have inadvertently caused our own universe to be destroyed, shunting us into a parallel universe in the process. Okay. One proponent in this theory, Max Loughan, that's the kid, 13-year-old boy who uses the Mandela effect to support his claims. No, wait, so that's what he's saying? So he's saying because the Mandela effect exists, then that's proof. All right, it is Sunday morning, and I got up and just started reading. And I just picked up this the other day, Prodigy by Millar. I think it's a few years old anyway. But one of the things that was interesting in there was they talk about CERN. It comes up in the storyline, and some conspiracy theories that I didn't really know about. So I looked it up a little bit just to see where that was sourced from, and started going down this path of searching and found somebody's name and just some facts, general facts about the area and how they tie into what conspiracy theories and stuff that were popping up. But I thought it was interesting. But before I went down into like a major rabbit hole, I figured it might be a good opportunity to just kind of explore the critical thinking part about finding fun little things like that, conspiracy theories and all of that, and really exploring them and finding out how to make sense of why things may be perceived one way or not. Because to me, it's really just a story. Like, and maybe that's it. Like, it's just a story to me. So, just as I watch a movie, it's maybe I'm just detached from reality. Maybe that's what it is. I've just kind of stepped back and said, I'm out. Maybe that's what it is. But going back to the people that are into this, they're excited. Yeah, they're probably not experiencing a lot of the same things I experience, and like exploring all these different perspectives and ideas and potentials and possibilities. Like the idea of multiple timelines and stuff. I watched about that stuff. I've read about that stuff. I've written about that stuff for most of my life. So it's not wildly fascinating, but I mean, it's fascinating. Again, I'm talking too much, or not. So, first of all, again, we were looking at the CERN Hadron Collider, and so in Prodigy, there's a story line in here dealing with the CERN Hadron Collider, and in mentioning it, they talk about the two things that were intriguing to me, that interested me and prompted me. They had mentioned that the logo for CERN, or the Collider logo branding, had 3 6s in it, and then it had they had a picture of the logo. I don't know if that was the actual logo. I actually looked up CERN afterwards and looked at the logo, and it wasn't the same logo. We'll look at that in a second. because I didn't look too much. I'd like to see, all right, was that the actual logo, or is that a fake logo made up for that, or did the logo change? The logo that I did find was kind of interesting, I'll show. And then the other thing on there was there's a statue of Shiva in front of CERN, which was gifted from India. I knew that much anyway, but they talk about how Shiva is the Lord, God of destruction, or change and new life, all that stuff. I just wanted to, before we get going, recognize that those are the two things that are spawning this specifically, and we can follow the trails from there. Prodigy, Mark Millar, CERN logo. So if we look that up, let's just start at the Prodigy Comics Wikipedia. And there's not really anything about that in this article. And there's some sequels that I have to read apparently, because I haven't seen those. All right. Yeah, this isn't even. All right, so I'm not finding anything there. So let's just go to the CERN logo itself and see what that looks like. And there we go. This is not the logo that was there, but there are certainly the sixes, and you can see here there's probably a how does CERN seeks to open the gates of hell, and what will, okay. So yeah, and they're saying that because of the sixes here. And I don't really see 666 here. I mean, I see multiple sixes, yes, but not 3 sixes, not just 3 sixes, right? So it's one, and I'm counting the lines here. So that's 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, but then there's this 4th line back here, and then there's this line here, which I guess those aren't full lines, so yes, you could say that. And then the CERN logo, so right now this is the old, so this is where it did change apparently. And it just looks like it's more streamlined. What do you have to say about this, Cora? CERN has a statue of the goddess of destruction out front, and the Goddard Tunnel is celebrated with an obvious satanic ritual. What's the Goddard Tunnel, I wonder? You might consider that. So yeah, here's the statue itself. What is this? What's Google? Oh, is that Google saying that they've got 666? Huh. I never noticed that. I don't know what this is. It looks like a devil, though. Is that one of the things in here? The Google Play Store used the sigil of Lucifer. This is the Google Play Store. At Footlow, I don't even know what that is. Okay. Okay, I do want to show the logo. So it sounds like the logo was made up for that, which is fine. It just made it a little bit more obvious. But I can definitely see the connection in the actual logo. That makes sense. Trying to point it out in this. I guess I can do that. So yeah, it's that there. So 666. That's the symbol that's in the comic book, so which doesn't appear to show up online at all. So that was most likely made up. As I was looking that up, I had stumbled across this kid, supposedly the smartest kid in the world, and apparently there's some story about in 2020 that apparently, according to this kid, Hadron or CERN has destroyed our universe or our original universe, and we got shifted. Everybody was shifted into a parallel universe, which was as similar to our original universe as they could find. So let's look into that a little bit, because that was kind of interesting, and that's where I was kind of thinking, well, let's dive. Let's go ahead and do something with it. Multiple universes. Multiple universes. All right. Let's see. Yeah, world's smartest kid just revealed CERN opened. So this is a video that's being posted in 2023, but this actually came out in 2020 from the original things. So let's do this. Hadron Collider, world's smartest kid. All right. So we're seeing these videos pop up quite 2 months ago. Within the, I don't know, 7 people are just like popping them up. But again, when I looked it up, so this was from a year ago. Let's go to news. We'll see if we can get some news. Freezing. Here we go. All right, so this is 22nd or 2022. 13-year-old explains why he thinks we're living in a parallel universe. But let's hit some filters. Can you? Recent. Let's go from 1/1/2022. Oops. 2020 to 1/1/2021. Because I think, because if I think that 2020 is the earliest one that I saw, anything from that range, and we can go before maybe. All right, Abraham Loeb on universe expansion. How to date in your 20s. No. So let's change that to 2021. New result from larger. Let's try. No. Well, this is interesting. Well, okay. Let's I guess we'll go 2023 or 2022. Not up to 38. Did I miss something? 1/1/2020. All right, so December 26, 2022. All right, we'll start here then. Despite all the scientific evidence to the contrary, there are a large number of people out there who believe the folks at CERN using its Large Hadron Collider have inadvertently caused our own universe to be destroyed, shunting us into a parallel universe in the process. Okay. One proponent in this theory, Max Loughan, that's the kid, 13-year-old boy who uses the Mandela effect to support his claims. No, wait, so that's what he's saying? So he's saying because the Mandela effect exists, then that's proof. Well, let's look up Max Loughan and see what he has to say. Find his earliest sources. Max Loughan. Let's look in the news for this kid. Did I spell his name wrong? Loughan? Oh. So it's Loughan. Is this the same kid? Yes. So he created crystal radio. So this kid's just like a little boy genius, which is where that whole idea of the weird smartest kid. All right, so let's look that up. Change that to Loughan. I don't know why that's coming up in here. Popular shows. Oh, Max. So let's put these in quotes. So he doesn't exist in the news? This is weird. Okay, let's not search news. So this is really weird because Matt Loughan shows up. Hey, Max Loughan. So 4 or 5, boy genius Max Loughan experience. Max Loughan. Max Loughan. Laughlin. Or Loughlin. So are all these people just spelling his name wrong? Like something, it sounds like something like kind of just spun out. So yeah, right here. One proponent of this theory is, this is that Boing Boing article. Outlandish explanation of the Mandela effect. All right, let's go to interesting engineering. We'll just pick one. Max Loughan gives the most outlandish explanation for the Mandela effect. A self-proclaimed internet genius has hypothesis on how our old universe was destroyed to leave you asking, what did I just watch? So this was published, in 2017. So well before 2022 and 21. So I don't think this ever made and videos unavailable. I had looked up the videos before, and it was also unavailable. Max's story. Here we go. It's been labeled as a genius, but no one can really trace back who started the name other than Loughlin's own parents. Again, that name is different. Loughan made waves when he developed this completely real energy device that should give the world infinite power. And that's where the first problem in the story begins. Why have you never heard of such a device, you ask? You have to pick one of two theories. The device never actually worked, nor could it be upscaled into any sort of efficient manner. You got, okay. Max and the Mandela effect. Pseudoscience, getting these arguments. Seeing an innocent child passionately defending a viewpoint is gripping. So what does Loughan and his father, who chimes in later in the video, think the world has forgotten? It's complicated. So again, I mean, the fact that this is from 2017. This is when this was published. So years ago. Let's try. All right, let's try using Google instead of Bing, because why not? And then we'll go to news, and we'll put it in quotes. Okay. Genius Kid. All right, so we got this from 2017. That's the one that we saw. And this from 2022. And it's pulling out. Oh, see, this one has both of his names. Max Loughan. This is kind of fun, actually. Is missing. Where's Max? Now I understand why people go down these rabbit holes. Because, I mean, just the idea that the story of this genius kid who comes up with this energy, apparently, has called out CERN for creating the Mandela effect. Yet I can't really pinpoint or dig anything. I mean, at face value, I would say, well, yeah, that's ridiculous. Obviously, if nobody's reported on it or anything like that, then clearly it's fake. But there's like I'm not seeing any so far. I mean, this has been a very cursory search, but I don't know, it's just weird. We shall carry on, though. When Max Loughan went missing. So, see, when Max Loughan went missing, and Max Loughan was one of the most Okay, you know what? We're going ChatGPT. I didn't want to go this route, but I'm going to go this route. All right, ChatGPT. Let's see what you can do for me. We're looking at. Let's just spill. What's going on? We're looking for more information. All right. So I went to ChatGPT and put in this for a prompt. We're looking for more information about the Hadron Collider, CERN, and the relationship between those things and the Mandela effect. We've become aware of a child prodigy who presented a theory in 2017 or earlier, because that's the earliest thing we can find, but I don't know, it could have been posted earlier. If you look at the ones that are posted today, you would think that this was the first time, but it's several years earlier. Theory in 2017 or earlier that CERN has shifted the population into an alternate universe and destroyed our original universe. The consistent information that we found is that the child's first name is Max. His last name has been recorded as Loughan and Loughlin, and sometimes both are used in the same content. The prodigy was 13 years old, either when he created an infinite energy or when he came up with the CERN theory. All right, so ChatGPT's response. There have been various conspiracy theories and speculation regarding CERN's activities. Blah, blah, blah. Particle accelerator. Yep. Scientific research. There's no scientific evidence to support the idea that it has shifted the population into an alternate universe or destroyed the original universe. Okay. Mandela effect, on the other hand, refers to a phenomenon where people remember events or facts differently. Yep. Cognitive memory biases. It's typically attributed to cognitive memory biases, which is where I think it is. Memory biases and errors. I couldn't find any credible information about a child prodigy named Max Loughan or Loughlin. So this kid, and we've seen the pictures. We know he exists, or somebody does. What cannot be denied is that Max Loughlin was a true genius. However, it is unknown where Max Loughlin is now, since he disappeared in 2018, leading people to doubt the validity of his ideas. Okay, so he just disappeared. Just scuffing. All right, so let's look into this energy thing. So at this point in the editing process, I realized that I started talking about something or looking for something, and then I got sent down another path. So, and it doesn't really call that out at all. So I'll just mention that now. You have the idea we're going to talk about power, the energy, which we do eventually, but I get sidetracked in looking for that and end up on his multiple universe theory at the same time. So I figured I'd throw this in, let you know, so you're not thinking that you have to back up and see where you skipped over, because you didn't, or you probably did. Maybe you did. Whatever. Keep watching. So, what did we say? We wanted infinite energy. Prodigy. Infinite power. Max Loughlin. See if that goes. Max Loughlin, one of the smartest kids in the world. This is coming on the Mandela effect. 2022. So I've just kind of been watching this and taking it. It's fascinating. It's I mean, it's a cool theory, I guess. And if it's, the thing is, it's a theory, so it's hypothetical. It's make believe. I've seen a lot of cool theories, cool stories in movies and stuff, and reading comic books. So, but like if it were true, that's cool, really cool. And how do you prove that anyway? But so what I'm wondering though, is he's going through at this part, he said something about having campfire stories and all that stuff at CERN. So I'm not sure if he's saying that there are animals in there, which or like those creatures exist and are at the CERN facility, which makes me immediately think of the movie Cabin in the Woods. If you haven't seen that, definitely watch it. It's great, right? Curious now. Cabin in the Woods came out in 2012, so he could have seen it by then. He could have gotten some inspiration. I'm not saying that he did. I'm just saying that's, if you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, it's interesting. Right? Okay, so again, I think this is where it gets certain people, and I'm not sure, and I'm not saying like a certain people. I think that this is attractive to an audience, and again, it's interesting stuff. It's fascinating. But when he starts saying people can't even wrap their heads around infinity and all that stuff, I mean, yeah, sure, it's big, and people can't wrap their heads around it. But I mean, why? I don't know how to explain it. Like, maybe it's a balance of what's interesting to people, like what things they have going on in their lives. Maybe that's part of it, because it's a comparative thing. So, for example, if I'm going to be like really, really fascinated and intrigued by something that's outside of the things that I see day to day. So if for a solid example, recently I've been learning just kind of breakdancing moves and stuff. I started off trying to figure out some capoeira stuff and working with a friend of mine who's got a breakdancing background and all that stuff. And so, but learning some of the stuff in it that are different from what I've studied before with martial arts in general, it's been really fun, and grasping concepts and piecing them together. I do get that spark, and I get kind of excited for more. So I think that this the audience that's intrigued in this doesn't do a lot of thinking in terms. They do thinking, but thinking in terms of large scale things. I maybe for me, and I'm just trying to understand a comparison here, as to why I'm not like mind blown on this. I'm interested. It's very interesting, but I'm not out here like ringing the bells and saying, guys, CERN has gone and screwed up our world. Because to me, it's really just a story. Like, and maybe that's it. Like, it's just a story to me. Okay, so maybe it's just because it's coming from a kid that people would be like, man, has he? I don't know. But then again, it hasn't really blown up. Like it hasn't. I just. All right, yeah. Let's be fair. I really just stumbled upon this because I read about something that had nothing to do with this kid, except that he had brought up this theory, and maybe that's what inspired it. But I didn't see anything in my quick research to show that where it was inspired from, or what the idea was inspired from. So maybe it was this. Just keep going. Okay. So there's that. Where did I even cut that from? All right, so it's just Adify. But now I'm not even, so I'm looking for the infinite power, and I'm just getting the, okay, free energy. Max Loughan, around young prodigy, has documented his theories and concerns about CERN, including the potential revolutionizing impact of his free energy machine invention. So this is what I'm really interested in. This search here, free energy machine, Max Loughan. All right, around 2014 or 2015, a kid genius named Max Loughan, blah, blah, blah. Cheeky Okura. Oh, are there two different kids? What's happening here? What's going on? All right, ChatGPT answered this question as a bot. All right. Dum, dum, dum. So what was this? No scientific evidence to support his claims. His ideas have been widely criticized by experts in the field. Yeah. Possible Loughlin's claims were made for publicity or to generate attention on social media. All right. All right. Around 2014 or 2015, a kid. Yeah, okay. It is garbage, a sham. If you search Terence Tao and look at the results and sources, and then search Max Loughan and look at the results, what you will notice is the difference between a legit smart kid making legit contributions versus a kid who is claimed to be smart and then used as a free energy clickbait icon. Ooh, interesting. All right, so he's got a Terence Tao, Australian-American mathematician, born in 75. Singular Mind of Terry Tao. Okay. Max Loughan. The difference between a legit. Okay. So he's just calling out Terence Tao as a confirmed smart person, and he's got all of these citations. So UCLA, New York Times, Quantum Magazine, Scholar, Google. Okay. However, if you look up that name, so this is a credibility question here, which is fair. We Are Family Foundation, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so he's just saying nothing there. And then we look at the two names, Loughlin versus Loughan, or Loughlin, or whatever. Yeah, and that's the big thing that popped up for me, like this spelling is, or don't bother, it's a wild goose chase to nowhere, which is where I'm at. No, there's no legitimacy to. I'm just really fascinating with this guy though, like this kid then, like what's his deal? Where'd he go? There's got to be a YouTube video about him, right? Let's see. All right, let's go straight to. All right, so this is World Smartest Kid Just Real. This is an old video. And let's just sort it by view count. Mm. 7 years ago. All right, here we go. 13-year-old genius physicist Max Loughan. Loughan.
A future Nikola Tesla.
Hi, I'm Max Loughan, and I am a physicist, inventor, entrepreneur, and
Oh, I wonder if this is, well, it's the oldest thing. Excuse me. It's the oldest thing from this search is for Max Loughan. Although, like, it pulls up Loughan as well. I wonder if that's in like. I wonder if that is. Is there any more? in like the SEO thing, because everybody knows that people are going to be searching for either Loughan or Loughan. I don't know. Let's put it in Loughan first. Loughan. All right, and then you get Max Loughan. Let's hear. Is this an interview with
Hola
him?
amigos y amigas de caer, estar atentos,
Or is this just a guy talking about him?
universo en el todo el mundo estaba asustado que iba a llegar el fin del
It's
mundo.
just a
los
guy
cielos.
talking about him. 5 years ago. 1 year ago. This is that perpetual motion. Actually, no, this is a different one. So let's see what he says here. Found it.
Universes and infinite parallel universes constantly being created. It's literally flow of reality and time as we know it. So technically, there's a universe in which God can exist, right? So like,
And now let's see what else is here. All right, so this guy was on the news, the local news. Let's see what this news story says. All right. Let's confirm that his name is Loughan. He was on the news there.
So to solve this problem, a few months ago, Max took the nap.
All right, so my question is, where are the plans for this? Magic, the boy who cried for energy. Oh, okay, this guy probably will be able to tell me on this, because I've seen him before. He talks about electricity and energy, so let's take a look. So my understanding of free energy is that it doesn't work. No, I may be thinking about something else. Perpetual energy, whatever it is. I'm not. I would be skeptical based on what I've heard about energy or my knowledge of energy before. Energy is probably.
Hi, today I'd like to crush some kids' dreams. No, I'd like to put an end to some kids' future. It's not good. Let's just say some kid has made some claims that need rectification. Roll the intro.
The rectifier!
Enough with the intro. There is this kid, Max Loughan, who's seemingly a genius and has invented an awesome free energy harvesting device. He has
Sits in his parents' point.
I am fully aware how ridiculous this is. That this is a video of me watching a video of somebody else watching a video. Yeah, this is ridiculous, but useful for me.
he solves
So basically, he's saying here that I've gathered from here is that those spikes in this video are actually radio stations. So he's got an antenna set up as the kid had it set up, essentially, and demonstrating how much is picked up from that antenna. So if the kid's saying that by his antenna picked up all this energy from the air, and it was enough to power that LED strip around his brother, this guy, Electroboom, is saying that it does not, that wire couldn't have picked up that much energy, enough energy to power that LED strip. And he's showing on his scope where the energy levels are, the spikes are, and that would, so you could look at that and assume, all right, well, that's where all the energy is, but really those represent FM radio stations as he went through 98.3 or 99.3. So that's where he's at now, and basically broken down to say that his wire wouldn't have drawn enough energy to light up the LED strip alone. And that's it. He's kind of like dropped off. Actually, I do want to go back because it said something about his senior speech thing. There he is, all grown up. Okay, so this is his senior rite of passage speech. He's an excellent presenter. And this is a comment that kind of rings with me, although I know there are genuine people that have these same characteristics, but that's just one of the red flags that pop up for me. And I'm not saying, I'm not making a decision one way or the other. It doesn't really matter to me. I think it's fascinating. I still think it's fascinating. Yeah, just his mannerisms and stuff. It is very salesman-y, or performance-y. And you can tell that's his thing, especially looking at his current, or his most recent senior speech or whatever. I think that's just his style. So that tied me to another thing. I don't know if you saw the Loughan LLC. Let's see what that is. Loughan Labs LLC. Does you have a website, or is it just the Corporation Wiki? It exists. Mary Loughan owns it. Okay, Brand Connect, check for risk. I don't know what all that. All right, so that's up and going. Let's check out this. Close that. December 11, 2016 was like the last thing. South by Southwest. What is going on with this kid? I mean, he exists. Maybe he just backed away. Dun and Bradstreet. All right. So this is his dad, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Or at least a guy with the same name. Now let's check out his page here. And this channel doesn't have any content. So he must have backed away from, this was a thing. Huh. Well, this has been This has been an interesting couple hours. I don't know if I really got anything out of the time except to just be in the same spot I was before, knowing that something cool was kind of interesting, and some kid said something about it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think the bottom line is, okay, Hadron Collider. We strayed away from it a bit. So the whole 666 and the Shiva. I didn't even look into the Shiva statue on here, but we kind of got caught up in the Max Loughan. Maybe I'll go and dig into the Shiva thing as well. The Max Loughan eagle is weird and interesting, and I think it kind of speaks to the limitations, I guess, of social media, and really addresses the real lack of knowledge that's shared. It's only as good as what's put in there. So data in, data out. Really, the internet is just a big database, and if there's whatever information's in there is kind of copied and passed around, it kind of grows as worse data. So that's a real thought for any genius that's out there. How do we fix that? How do we make that a little bit more trustworthy? And there are sources. I mean, I guess social media is an example of a way that people are trying to, I don't want to say streamline or basically with verifications and with fake news alerts and all that stuff. They're trying to like validate it in some way, shape, or form. But I don't. It's not foolproof. And those are just within those small silos of that social media platform, whatever it is. You go into the internet in general, any sort of web search through Google or Bing or DuckDuckGo or whatever platform you use, you're just hitting that giant database, and it's finding things that you trust until you can't trust them anymore. And there's so much to choose from. But like this example with Max Loughan, there wasn't a lot to choose from, but there was still like that Loughlin versus Loughan, and I don't know. It's just interesting. So I'll wrap it here. I'm gonna get something to eat now. Go ahead and I recommend reading Prodigy by Mark Millar if you haven't. That's good. And you can check out the playlist of the videos that I looked at with Max Loughan, Loughan, confirmed, on the other podcast channel. So cool. Bye. Thanks for watching.